morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, our voice of radio, and this is not a drill, people. Gen 4 remakes are coming. Diamond and Pearl are coming back to the Pokemon video game world, except they're actually coming back twice, and one of them is really not what we would usually be expecting. How wonderful is this? Now, there were a few new details about Pokemon Snap, etc. Nothing particularly relevant, We'll talk more about Pokemon Snap. We'll do a review and all when it comes out in April. But we need to talk about these new Pokemon games, ladies and gentlemen, because these new Pokemon games look awesome. So first of all, we've got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl. And honestly, these are the Gen 4 remakes, right? And the second they were announced, obviously, everybody started getting all upset and they don't look right and blah, blah, blah. Look, we wanted remakes of Diamond and Pearl. We've got remakes of Diamond and Pearl. And we were told that they are very faithful remakes. We were literally told that, right? In the Direct, or the Pokemon Presents as it actually is, they referred to them as faithful remakes. Now, they are being developed by the company ILCA, who are involved in Pokemon Home, but they are being co-directed by a couple of people, one of whom is Junichi Masuda. And what do we know about Junichi Masuda? Well, did direct Pokemon Diamond and Pearl the first time round like 15 years ago. So I think this is one of those situations where if Masuda is involved in the creation of it, it's probably going to be pretty gosh darn good. Now, they do look like very faithful remakes with an updated graphics engine. What's weird to me is that it doesn't look like Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it doesn't look like Pokemon Let's Go. It looks like something different entirely. Honestly, to me, it seems most like the remake of Link's Awakening that we saw, with a kind of squashed graphical style. Either way, we are getting them. They are launching late 2021. It was said worldwide. I mean, nowadays, we get worldwide releases of Pokemon games, alright? It's just the way it always is. But I still appreciate that they went out of their way to tell us that they are going to be worldwide. Now, speaking of not being that much like Sword and Shield and not that much like Let's Go, it does not look like you can see the Pokemon in the overworld. The screenshots that we've got show grass, but they don't show Pokemon in the grass. It looks like we are still very much in the old school random encounters territory. For my money, the game looks great. I understand how, especially walking in the overworld, it does have kind of a squashed graphical style that I'm sure not everybody is going to be 100% in love with, though I personally think it looks awesome. But I think what we're expecting here is remakes of Gen 4, and I know that sounds silly, but I don't think you should be expecting any huge new things here. You shouldn't really be expecting this to push the Pokemon video games forward in any way. It looks like we've got pretty faithful remakes of Diamond and Pearl in a new graphical style, and there'll be little changes here and there, I'm sure, that we'll find out about over the next few months. It said releasing late 2021, so that is almost certainly November. Do remember, we have been in the middle of a pandemic for a while now. Release dates, and this is almost certainly why they didn't give a more specific release date. They are probably aiming for November, but it could well end up slipping into December. It wouldn't surprise me too much if the game slipped to 2022, but then again, as it stands at the moment, we're not aware of Nintendo having a big 2021 game. Well, as it stands at the moment, this is Nintendo's big 2021 game, unless they show us something else. It was confirmed that the first part of Pokemon are obviously going to be the same. You've got your Turtwig, you've got your Chimchar, and if you've got any sense, you'll be picking Piplup, one of the two greatest first partner Pokemon ever revealed. Here's what Pokemon said about this remake. Developed by ILCA and directed by Junichi Masuda and Yuichi Ueda, Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl enable fans to experience the original story and game features from Pokémon Diamond and Pokémon Pearl in a fresh way. The original games have been faithfully reproduced and colourfully revitalised for Nintendo Switch. The sense of scale of the towns and routes has been carefully preserved, and fans who played the original games will recognise many familiar places. These games are updated with easy-to-understand, player-friendly conveniences introduced in recent Pokémon Core Series video games, in addition to up-close and personal Pokémon battle scenes. That is actually something really important to point out. Obviously, the battles are going to look quite a bit better than they did last time. No word on what these easy-to-understand, player-friendly conveniences are, but hopefully we'll find out before too long. Things that make it easy. For me, it's little things like when I use a repel and it runs out, don't make me go back into the menu to use another repel. Give me an option right away going, hey Wassy, do you want to use another repel? A lot of the time, I'm probably going to. But would you believe it? This was by far the least interesting of the two announcements that were made today, because we're getting Pokémon Legends Arceus. And oh my word, am I excited for this game. About the only thing that is dampening my excitement for the remakes of Diamond and Pearl are the fact that we've got to wait until early 2022 to actually get this game. Again, no specific release date given, but that is really to be understood as meaning, look mate, there's a pandemic on at the moment. We're aiming for this particular date, but we don't know. Let's just say early 2022. And it is a new Pokemon game, but you'll see from what I've popped up on the screen, this does not look like your average Pokemon game, ladies and gentlemen. Not even a little bit. What we've got here is, it's set in Sinnoh, right? It is Diamond and Pearl, so to speak. But we've actually got, well, they called it the wilderness of Sinnoh. Now, it's clearly set in the past, though no specific date has been given, and I'm looking at the press release here, and there is no specific date which is actually given, which is a little bit sad, although I kind of think that's largely the point here. But we are told it is the same Sinnoh, or at least an older version thereof. Mount Coronet still dominates the middle of the map. There will obviously be differences from the Sinnoh that we know and love. That is fairly obvious. Apparently this is set in a world where Pokemon roamed as they pleased, and there is a bustling village, which will essentially be your base of operations. And I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. Does that mean that the whole game basically revolves around one village and you pop out and pop back, rather than really roaming around Sinnoh? It seems like they've got the whole of Sinnoh there, so I rather suspect that you'll start in the village and maybe you'll kind of keep circling back, but I don't think you'll be staying in the village, because why else would you have the whole of Sinnoh? That would be a little bit weird. Speaking of a little bit weird, they are playing around with our first partner Pokemon. We've got Rowlet, the grass first partner Pokemon from Gen 7, Cyndaquil, the fire first partner Pokemon from Gen 2, and Oshawott, the water first partner Pokemon from Gen 5. Annoyingly, Rowlet is my least favourite Gen 7 starter, and Oshawott's my least favourite Gen 5. I suppose I'm going Cyndaquil at this stage, because I don't have much of a choice. I'm sure everyone else is going to go for Rowlet. Maybe I'll go for Oshawott, because I'm playing white at the moment with Tepping. I'm going to play white too with Snivy. Maybe I'll go Oshawott here to complete the set, so Oshawott doesn't feel like I'm ignoring his little derpy face. Point is, it's a little bit weird, right? Now, we're not given a huge amount of information here, but we were given a little bit on the press release. Here's what they said. The fun of exploring while catching Pokemon and filling in a Pokedex has always been a core part of the Pokemon video game series. Pokemon Legends Arceus was developed with the desire to deliver an experience infused with new action and RPG elements that go beyond the framework established thus far, while honouring the core gameplay of past Pokemon titles. As trainers explore the natural expanses in Pokemon Legends Arceus, they'll encounter Pokemon that call these grand vistas home. To catch wild Pokemon, Pokemon, players can study the Pokemon's behaviors, sneak up to them, then throw Pokeballs. Players can also battle wild Pokemon with their ally Pokemon. Weird that they've gone for ally rather than partner. That's a departure in terms of language. By throwing the Pokeball holding their ally Pokemon near a wild Pokemon, players will seamlessly enter battle. This new gameplay angle is intended to provide tamers with an immersive experience. Pokemon Legend Arceus brings trainers to the vast Sinnoh region as it existed in the past, long before the setting for Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl was established. Rich in nature and with Mount Coronet towering at its heart, this is a Sinnoh unlike anything trainers have experienced before as they embark to create the region's first Pokedex. As they start off on their adventure, trainers will be able to choose either Rowlet, Cyndaquil or Oshawott as their first partner Pokemon. These three Pokemon arrived with a Pokemon Professor who encountered them on research excursions to various regions. So it seems like you can battle wild Pokemon or you can sneak around catching them. It doesn't specifically say you can't capture Pokemon when you're battling wild Pokemon, but it does specifically talk about catching and then say players can also battle wild Pokemon, which is weird. Now, we were shown some looks at the battle. It's your old school battle, right? It is clearly still battle, and actually if you look, this is clearly trying to evoke the look of old school Japan. Bearing in mind it's a Japanese developed game and the Sinnoh region is supposed to ape a particular region of Japan, so yeah, this seems entirely appropriate. But you look at the brush strokes there going over the health bars of the Pokemon. Clearly that is supposed to be, your old school Japanese painting style, and I for one am into it. And if we look at the graphics of this game, this is unlike anything we've seen in the Pokemon games so far. It's a very different art style, and I'm sure some people are going to hate it, but if you want my initial impression, and I literally turned off the video after it played, went and read the press releases, and turned on my mic. But as far as I'm concerned, Pokemon has never looked better, and I mean in any spin-off or anything. I am absolutely head over heels in love with this art style. It looks amazing. Plus, check out Piplup here in the traditional Japanese painting style. Tell me that's not one of the greatest bits of art you've ever seen. We might have to have an argument if you can actually say it. So we don't know a huge amount about this. There remains a whole bunch of questions. It is actually called, obviously, as I've already told you, it is actually called Pokemon Legends Arceus. Where does Arceus come into it? We have no idea. Presumably Arceus will, or else it's a pretty bad name for the game. Does Pokemon Legends Arceus imply more Pokemon Legend games in the future based around other legendary Pokemon? I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say, of course it does, and I can't wait to play every single one of them. It looks absolutely amazing. Is it really the case where you can only catch outside of battle by sneaking up on Pokemon? I believe that's the case, but I'm not entirely sure. How much of an open world is this? Looks pretty open to me, if I'm honest with you. And obviously, unlike the remakes of Diamond and Pearl, these very much do have roaming Pokemon. Else, how would you be able to sneak up on them and catch them? That would make absolutely no sense. Is there an overarching story? Are there Pokemon gyms? We don't really know. Is it really just for capturing Pokemon and filling up a Pokedex? If that's the case, why are we battling and leveling up? So there are a lot of questions still about Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I think that in the next year, because this game is about a year away, unfortunately, which makes me sad because I want them so fast. But I'm sure we're going to find out a whole bunch more information about them as the months go by, and you know that when new information does come out, I will be here to share it with you, because that's kind of what I do. I'm in love with both of these games. I think the whole Diamond and Pearl remake art style is going to annoy a few people, but people are never going to be happy, right? Because we've been asking for these games for so long. Now that we're here, we've got to hate them, apparently, else why would it not be weird? But honestly, I look at Pokemon Legends. By the way, just to be clear, I am hyped for Pokemon Shining, Pearl, and Brilliant Diamond. I'll be getting both of them on release day and playing them obsessively. But I think Pokemon Legends Arceus is really going to be the thing that gets everybody talking here. This looks like a new kind of game that I could not be more into it. And let's be perfectly clear, there is not a single solitary video game that I know about that I am more excited for than Pokemon Legends Arceus. There is nothing. There is nothing that I've seen or I'm imagining that I want to play as badly as I want to play this game. Could it end up being a bit of an MMORPG? Could there be other players interacting with you? There's nothing to suggest that at the moment, but oh my goodness, if this is not... This exceeded my expectations. Like, I was hyped for this Pokemon Presents, far more so than I am for, like, my birthday or any of that rubbish. And I saw the remakes of Diamond and Pearl, and I was like, this is good. I am satisfied. This is what I wanted. Then I saw Pokemon Legends Arceus, and honestly, this exceeds my expectations, and they were pretty gosh darn high. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we know. That's what you need to know. And anything else we do know or you need to know, there'll be videos on this channel. Hopefully that made sense. But I want to know what you think about this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWazzy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Because seriously, we've got a year to wait for these games. You need to stay safe. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.